All right, YouTubers, this is Matt Sawyer again. I'm live, so anything can happen. This is a tutorial on this year's 2017-2018 TMEA All-State Jazz Saxophone Etude number 1 by Rick Condit, and this is a delight. It's a very fun etude to play. So I wanted to play it 3 times, 3 different versions, slower each time, and then talk about some of the things I celebrate about this etude and how to play it better. Cool, so that's the faster version. Okay, a little slower. Okay, here's way slower. Alright, so going back just a little bit, let's talk about my favorite spot of the etude, the triple tongue. So that would be, okay, so that is a cool celebration or, admiration of Charlie Parker's work, I think. I can't speak personally, but that is cool, that little triple tonguing thing. So I'm not really triple tonguing, but, if you listen to a lot of Charlie Parker, a lot of Bird, you will find that special thing. And you want to try to do that when you get to that spot in the etude. You got to be really clear, so that way you're not... If you do that, it's like, you've missed the whole point of this etude. You're getting all these notes, and then you're missing that special moment. So I like that stuff, like at the end. So that's just, it's full of beautiful stuff like that. And at the end, the last 2 lines where it goes up in a half step, it's a little bit of a booger, but that's a good way to look at it. So, let's see if I can... Another Charlie Parker thing. It doesn't say to do it there, but it's cool to slur that, I think. And then you can tongue, a few of the notes, but you want that to sound like, a cool Charlie Parker line, because that's really what it is. It's an homage to Charlie Parker. And then so you have to be really careful there with your pinkies and making all that sound good. That's cool. Alright, so now that I've kind of addressed the things that I like about the Etude, starting at the beginning, the old, do you use vibrato? What do you do? You know, and how do you shape and do contours of the line? So maybe a little, right? You're on the faster side when you perform it, so it just has to have a little something, but not a lot, you know. You don't do that. As Ron Carter would say, flavor, that's your flavor, right? Okay, so some other things, are you using bis? Are you using side, you know? Never one in one. Okay, anyway. Right there I'm using the dreaded 1-in-1, I think. Oh, it sounds terrible slow. But instead of banging the keys on the side, I don't like using bis there, and I don't like using A and bottom side keys, so I use the 1-in-1 to make it smoother, ironically. Or is that the right word? It runs more smooth. And when I play, you know, I think about this as in a bounce, you know. And how would you sing it, you know? Okay, now when you get to that low D, do you put vibrato on it? Do you stagnant tone? Do you start it? I heard one recently, recording with Justin Pierce released these, and he did like a big band thing there where you start it soft and you crescendo, so it has like that effect, like with a better tone than that. But anyway, I got leaks, so what can I say? Lots of bad stuff happened with my saxophone. But anyway, so I think, and you can either you're going to subtone that note, or you got to decorate it somehow. Or you could just think of it like, I'm playing this thing fast by performance time, so do I need to do anything at all? And I'm going with that option, because there's so many opportunities in this etude to do some stuff, and that's maybe not one of them, you know? Subtoning just sounds kind of weird, but you can do it. I think it'll still sound good. But I kind of like the, and then you just, you know, you play it the correct length, because that's huge in this all-state jazz audition process and region, etc. But and I love this on tenor more than alto, because it's kind of written for it in a way. And those are really cool little lines. Okay, now something I did not say on my jazz improv tutorial, because it didn't apply for tenor, but it does apply for alto. And you should play this recording with play-along tracks to rhythm changes, because it's the same chords, and with some exceptions like substitutions, but it's the same tune, and so it's over rhythm changes, and you can use some of that stuff in your soloing, and some of the ideas from it, like the sidestepping, like going up a half step stuff that happens in the last two lines. So alto kind of has the advantage there, because there's a lot of good Charlie Parker stuff that you can use from this etude. So to keep yourself really good in time, you know, on the parts that have the rest, that's the trickiest stuff, right? You know, za-di da, ba-da-da. I like to get into it in that way while I'm studying it, and I like to grunt when I play. So like, ba-di-da, ba-da-da, not a lot of opportunities for that in this etude, for the grunting and like getting the rhythm. You know, a lot of the rhythms are straightforward, but right there, it's not. You know, Okay, that's a spot I like to use A and bottom side. You gotta play all those notes. They all have to come out clearly. It can't be blah. It has to be da 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 da, bo dee do da dee. You want to get them all clear. Ooh, it's cool. Kind of reminds me of James Moody a little bit. Yeah, you got to know where to tongue, and then how to shape your line, and then you can try to come up with ways to do an anti-contour. So a contour of the line would be, as the line gets higher, you're going to get louder, and as the line goes down, the shape of the line, you're going to get softer. But there are times where you do the opposite. It's highly effective. So if you could look for those. Oh, it's so important to tongue those notes. The fat, fat tone. And just don't cheese up the vibrato too much. Just a little flavor, right? See, that part's tricky. You could get yourself into some finger traps there. Carry through your accidentals, hugely important. So, there's a couple of spots in the etude that warrant you to really practice them slow. And that's one of them. It's really the last three lines, Right here. And when you land on 3, you got to tongue it. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Oh, it's a triplet. So slow that down, get that feeling really good. I had to do a couple of extra takes on my alto one because I was a little careless there. Not Careless Whisper. God, saxophone players ruined that song. That's cool. When there's only 20,000 views of that, Sexy Sax Man thing. And then now you just hear Careless Whisper every day. So we got to stop that. It's got to stop. All right. Back to regularly scheduled programming. And so just be really particular about all your shapes and how you want to do something. Da-da. And practice it with a play-along recording. Sing it. Sing. Play it with your buddies. Talk to your teachers, band directors, your private lesson teachers, band directors, and just and watch all these videos and really immerse yourself. That's what I was saying on the improv stuff. But it's so true. Like, the etudes are worth 75% of the audition. So each etude is 75 points. 75 for improv. So you're going to want to think of it that way. Like, to compete, to make the top 2 in the region, you got to really stand out. Like, to move on to the next stage and be able to record for state jazz, you got to make the top of your region. So you got to stand out. Tone, man. You got to sound good. And that involves a whole lot of practicing and immersion. And so if this is your first year trying out, think of it as a long journey. And even if it's not, think of it as a long journey. So, it's worth it in every way. But the devil is in the details. You got to be real particular. So this etude, there's a lot of articulation opportunity to really pop the notes out, you know. Put vibrato on that C. Cool? All right.